Lecha, ideas in the realm of Gematria from the Parsha for the Geulah. This is Article 3, because Lecha is the third Parsha. 3 times a day, when prayers are said, the name of Avraham, who is made famous in this week's Parsha, Lecha, is mentioned. Whoever is familiar with the Shemona Esrei prayer, the silent devotion known as the Amidah, which is prayed by observant Jews at least 3 times a day, will recognize the following words: Umevi Goel Livnei Vnehem Lama'an Shemo B'Ahava, which is translated as, who remembers the piety of the patriarchs, and who, in love, brings a Redeemer to their children's children for the sake of his name. The words of this phrase, Umevi Goel, and brings a Redeemer, has a numerical value of 99. The last word of this prayer before the blessing of Magen Avraham, the shield or the protector of Abraham, is the word Umagen, which means and protects. Umagen also has a numerical value of 99. How exact and precise is it then that in this week's Torah portion, when Abraham's name is changed from Avram to Avraham, it was said that he will be a father to all nations, Genesis 17:4 and 5, that his age was exactly that number, 99, Genesis 17, verse 1. This is when God makes a covenant with Abraham for him and all of his descendants after him, and then came the covenant of circumcision, Genesis 17, 10, and 11. Circumcision is directly and fundamentally linked to the Korban Pesach, the Paschal offering, as it is a prerequisite for any male to participate in eating the sacrifice. The Torah explicitly states that an uncircumcised male may not partake in the Paschal lamb, establishing circumcision as a core requirement for communal and covenantal participation. See Exodus 12:48. The first time we see his name change from Avram to Avraham is in Genesis 17, verse 5. The 34th appearance of the name Avraham is immediately after the verse that says, "And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as God commanded him." Genesis 21, verse 4. The 34th time the name Avraham appears is when the verse states, "And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him." Genesis 21, verse 5. Concerning the era of the redemption, the prophet proclaims, "Whoever lives to be 100 years old will be thought of as young. Whoever dies before he is 100 years old will be cursed as a sinner." Isaiah 65, verse 20. Basically, it's saying how in the future, the redemption, everyone will live much longer. Abraham has clearly passed this point. He surpassed the age of 100 at this time, long before the complete redemption will come about, thus signifying the promise of the final redemption in the very beginning of our nation's history. 100 is a number that we can very clearly see. But what is so special about the number 34? Remember before we talked about the 34th time that Abraham was mentioned, from when his name was changed until the fulfillment of the promise that he would have a child was exactly 34 times. The realm of Gematria will help us answer that. The word Gaal means he redeemed, and is the root or shoresh of the words Goel, redeemer, and Geulah, redemption. The word Gaal has a numerical value of exactly 34. Shabbat Shalom. Have a great Shabbos.